Hey there, Shawna Karrasch, coming to you from Southern Pines, North Carolina. Okay, so this is a question from Linda, and it's a really nice testimony about success she has had with a stationary target and with desensitizing her horse, her off-track thoroughbred, to touch. So I love hearing the testimonies and the success stories. It just makes me smile inside and out. So that is really, I'm really tickled. And what she found is, as she saw the video and using the stationary target for him, because he'd still get worried when he's being touched all over, and he would pull back and then he'd kind of panic and she'd have to release him. And so she then used a stationary target. She kind of had a makeshift one, and it worked like a charm. She was able to touch him everywhere, girth area, stomach, some crud off of his penis. He's a willy out sort of guy, she says. And he stayed still and just kept on targeting on the Frisbee ring. Normally he would either turn to possibly bite me or cow kick if I touch him anywhere under his body, especially around his sheath. So she said, thank you for the invaluable advice, blah, blah, blah. It works like a charm. Anyway, and he was still targeting as she said her goodbyes and left. Anyway, so that is awesome. I mean, I love to hear that because, I mean, I know it works, but it's nice to hear everybody out there having such success with it and taking it to new places. It just does my heart good and it reinforces me. So there you go. But anyway, she asked what I use as a target. So what I use as a target in their stalls is, it is a boat fender. It is one, you know, that's what they use around the docks to keep their boats from banging against the side. So they're white. I like white because I like the white of the stationary target and the white of the handheld target. It kind of makes a generalization there that helps them to identify it right away. And it makes the white is really easy to see, whether it's in a paddock or in their stall. Okay, maybe in the Arctic it would be harder to see because it blends into the snow. But anyway, the white is usually really easy to see, and those things are pretty impervious. So I get the smaller ones, and then I take, like, I sell them, so you can get them, but you can make them yourself. And what I take is, and I sell them with a bungee cord as well as the zip ties or cable ties. And the bungee cord I use for temporary, you know, if I want to just go out and hook it up and do something out in the paddock for a minute, I put it on a temporary thing. But if I'm going to keep it there, because the bungee cord can be dangerous because they can play with it and snap, and you know, it's just more dangerous if they start to play with it and have free time with it. So if I'm leaving it somewhere, I actually will take cable ties and I'll just tighten it down as tight as I can. So I put those eye bolts, you know, those screws with the open things. I'll put them in a fence, or sometimes you can there's something there you can zip tie them to. And so I zip tie them around the fence or in the stall or to the eye hooks, and they stay really secure. Anyway, so that's what I use. You can use anything, but you want something that they can recognize and is easy to see. And like I said, I mean, I think you saw this in the video, but I had that point where Emmett and George got scared about something. These are my first two horses. Something in the hayloft fell, and they had stationary targets mounted in their stalls, and they were just eating, and something startled them, and I just was watching them out of the corner of my eye. I wasn't really watching, I was doing something, but I could see them, and they both lunged to their targets, their stationary targets. And then they came off and looked around, but it showed how much of a security it becomes. So that is really an awesome thing to do. Also, one of the things I would recommend for you too, Linda, as you're doing, now he's good, he's doing the stationary target, he's letting you touch him everywhere, still continue to reinforce it quite a bit for each of those areas that he lets you touch him. You found a way where he's doing it good, but by still building up that good, strong reinforcement history, it'll just get so he loves it as opposed to just tolerate it. Anyway, so good job to you, and thank you so much for writing and telling me your story, because they make me smile. You know, I'm going to tell you guys, this is just cheesy and corny as all get out. I read the letters I get and I get weepy. You know, I cry because it just touches me so much. It means so much to be able to help people and their horses. I better go before I cry. Anyway, if you have more questions, get to me at AskShawna.com. Until next time, enjoy getting your horse on target or your stationary target. Bye.